के गर्न सकिन्छ त सकिदैन नि All right, so shall we begin? So today we shall do types of sets, okay? Sets का प्रकारहरु. So set भनेको त collection of object. Set is a collection of object, right? It could be anything that we have done in the previous class. So today we'll do types of sets. So let's say we take a set. Depending on its nature, we can classify, we can give it a particular name. त्यसको प्रकारको अथवा त्यसको number of elements present in the set, we can classify, we can give names. All right? So the first one is Singleton set. Singleton set. Singleton set is a set that contains only one element. A set contains what? Only one element. Only one element. So for example, if I take set A equals to a set that contains an element called as A, it's a Singleton set. What is it? It's a Singleton set. So in order to count the number of elements, कतिवटा elements हरु छन् in a set मा, we introduce a concept called as cardinality of set. What do we do? Cardinality of set. यसैमा अहिले मैले गरिहालौं. Cardinality of set, it represents the number of elements present in a set. Cardinality of a set is defined as what? As the number of elements present in a set. Okay, so a Singleton set is a set that contains one element. Cardinality kati cha? What's the cardinality of set A? 1. So set A, cardinality, we write it like this, or we can write it like this, NA. What's the cardinality? Equals to 1. Singleton set is a set that contains only one element. कुनै सेट छ जसमा चाहिँ के छ? केवल एउटा मात्रै एलिमेन्ट छ भने त्यसको कार्डिनालिटी 1 भनेर भनियो र त्यो सेटलाई के भनेर भनियो? Singleton set. Similarly, let's define another set. Let's define null set. Null. के होला null भनेको बाबा? खाली. Set that contains no element, or empty set. के लेखौं त? A set that contains no element. So what is its cardinality? For example, empty set X equals to, how do you write a null set? Phi. Okay. So what's the cardinality of X? There is no element. There is no zero. Huh? Zero छ त? त्यो सेटमा zero छ? छैन न. के छ? के छ? केही पनि छैन. माखो पनि छैन. Nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. केही पनि छैन. त्यस्तो सेटलाई के भनेर भनिन्छ? Null set भनेर भनिन्छ. null set भनेर भनिन्छ. And then empty set, null set. Let's move on to finite set. Finite set. A set that contains finite number of elements. के छ? A set that contains finite number of elements. कतिवटा elements छन् त? Finite. For example, let's take x equals to 1, 2, 3, 4. Is this a finite set? Why is this a finite set? Of course you can count, Baba. Finite is not that you can count. There's a big difference between being able to count and being finite. How many elements are there? Can you give me a number? 4. कुनै पनि सेट जसको चाहिँ जसमा कतिवटा एलिमेन्ट छन् भन्दा तिमीले कुनै संख्या भन्न स्पेसिफिक नम्बर भन्न सक्छौ भने त्यस्तो सेटलाई के भनेर भनिन्छ? फाइनाइट सेट भनेर भनिन्छ. कतिवटा छन्? If I ask you how many are there, you should be able to give a number. It could be a huge number, it could be a small number, but you should be able to give me a number. Then only it is called as finite set. Let's take another example. Y equals to 1, 2, dot, 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 dot. Is this a finite set? Is this a finite set? Why is this a finite set? How many elements are? If I ask you the question, मैले यदि question सोधे कतिवटा element छन् भनेपछि तिमीले के भन्छौ? Well, it has these many elements. कतिवटा element छन्? 1 crore होला, 10 crore होला, I have no idea, but it contains finite number of elements. त्यो भन्दा बढी छैन. त्यो भन्दा के छैन? यता कसरी नम्बर गर्ने भनेर लास्टको हेर्ने हैन फेरि. यहाँ त 1 भनेको एउटा, दुईटा, तीनटा, चारवटा, पाँचवटा, छवटा गर्दै गर्दै यहाँसम्म पुग्छ नि. 1 देखि मैले 100 सम्म लेखे भने कतिवटा नम्बर हुन्छन्? 100 वटा नम्बर हुन्छन्. Similarly, 1 देखि मैले त्यहाँसम्म लेखे. I've written from 1 to that, so the number of elements. Similarly, if I ask you z 1, 1 over 2, 1 over 3, 1 over 4, 1 over 5, dot, 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 dot. Is this a finite set? No. Why is this not a finite? Why is this not a finite set? If I ask you how many elements are there, you will not be able to give me an answer. You will not be able to give me an answer. Does it contain crores? Crores of elements? 1 crore elements? I can find 1 crore 1 element. There is no specific number of elements. So therefore, this is not a such sets are called as infinite sets. Infinite sets. So sets के त that contain कस्तो त बाबा? Infinite number of elements, okay na? Infinite number. That means there is no upper limit. कति छ भनेर कुनै एउटा नम्बर ठूलो नम्बर दिए पनि त्यो भन्दा बढी मैले पत्ता लगाउन सक्छु. मैले ए दाइ 1 लाख 1 करोड 20,332 वटा छन् भने 33 वटा फेला पार्न सक्छु मैले. बुझ्नुभएन? So that's the reason why this is why an infinite set will not have an upper bound. The cardinality, what's the cardinality? Infinite. You cannot give a number. But in finite set you can give a cardinality, you can give a number. Infinite set you cannot say okay this much, right? So 1 over 2, 1 over 3 and so on and so forth goes up to infinity. But if I put in here, let's say यदि मैले यहाँ चाहिँ राखे र आयो भने यो फेरि के भन्छ फाइनाइट हुन्छ के हुन्छ फाइनाइट हुन्छ सो राइट इन्फिनिट सेट इन्फिनिट सेटको कुरा थाहा भयो इन्फिनिट सेट पनि दुई किसिमका छ एउटा काउन्टेबल इन्फिनिट सेट छ अर्को अनकाउन्टेबल इन्फिनिट सेट छ infinite sets can also be classified into two types of infinite sets. One is countable infinite sets. Oops, what's the spelling? Countable infinite set. Countable infinite set भनेको that set which can be counted. The elements can be counted 1, 2, 3, 4 and you will not miss any. You can keep on counting but it never comes to an end. You can count but never comes to an end. है अनन्त पनि दुई किसिमको रहेछ गन्न सक्ने अनन्त र गन्न नसक्ने. You can count 1, 2, 3, 4. For example, the number of people in this world, can you count? Yes, you can count one by one. It may take many years, you may never be able to finish, but still you can count, right? So for example, a countable infinite set. Infinite set, first of all it should be infinite set, right? That can be counted. That infinite set whose elements can be counted. Can be counted. For example, let's take the above example, this one. Z equals to 1, 1 over 2, 1 over 3, 1 over 4, 1 over 5, dot, 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 dot. It keeps on going. Never ends. Is it countable? Is it countable? Is it countable, Baba? Yes. Is this set countable? Yes. How do you know whether it's countable or not? You should be able to count just like the way you count money, you count number